There are towns in this country with no roads. No highway connects them to anything. No power line runs to them. And they're not abandoned. They're thriving. Some have operated this way for thousands of years. Most people couldn't survive 2 days without a grocery run. These communities survive entire winters without a single delivery truck. We pulled logistics data, freight manifests, and thermal engineering specs from 9 of them. What they reveal isn't heartwarming northern charm, it's a blueprint that exposes every weakness in how southern communities actually function. 9 towns, 0 grid connections, total operational independence. Most people watching this depend on systems these places never needed. Isolation isn't failure, remember that. Every town on this list proves it. And before we start the countdown, you need to understand the framework. You're connected. Your food arrives on trucks. Your heat runs on electricity or gas piped from somewhere else. Your refrigeration dies the moment your power does. You call that resilience. These 9 communities call that a single point of failure. The grid isn't your safety net, it's your leash. And you don't notice until someone cuts it. We'll get to the town that builds shelters from the sky. We'll get to the single substance replacing 3 products you'd buy separately. We'll get to the community that proved your survival unit isn't your household. But first, number 9. Churchill, Manitoba. Population roughly 900. No road access. You get there by rail or by air and that's it. Most towns would collapse under those constraints. Churchill built an entire economy around them. Polar bear tourism generates the revenue that funds year-round supply chains into a place you literally cannot drive to. But here's what nobody tells you. In 2017, the Hudson Bay Railway washed out. For 18 months, Churchill had 0 train service. Flights became the only supply line. Prices surged, essential goods ran short. A single rail closure exposed total supply vulnerability for a community that had monetized its own remoteness. They don't survive despite isolation. They invoice it. But when that invoice depends on one rail line, you see the fracture. Number 8. Old Crow, Yukon. The northernmost community with 0 road access. Roughly 245 residents. The Vuntut Gwich'in First Nation has operated a caribou harvest model here for millennia. Not centuries, millennia. The porcupine caribou herd migrates through this region in patterns the Vuntut Gwich'in have tracked and managed across generations. This is a living logistics network with no warehouse, no truck fleet, no refrigerated trailer. Modern supply chains fail in weeks when disrupted. This food system hasn't failed in thousands of years. Your grocery store has a 72-hour buffer before shelves empty. Old Crow's buffer is the entire migratory cycle of a herd, numbering in the hundreds of thousands. The oldest supply chain in the country has no trucks. Number 7. Resolute, Nunavut. Average February temperature, minus 33 degrees Celsius. Entire community powered by diesel generators. 1 sea lift per year carries all non-perishable goods. 1. You panic before a weekend storm and clear the shelves at your local store. Resolute plans a full year of supply from a single summer delivery window. If you miscalculate quantities, you wait 12 months. There's no reorder, no next day shipping, no backup run. Every gram on that sea lift is a calculated decision. 1 delivery, 1 chance. 12 months of margin for error. 0. Number 6. Torngat Mountains Base Camp, Labrador. This is a shock pick. Seasonal Inuit-operated site on the northern tip of Labrador. Fermented seal oil serves as food, emergency lamp fuel, and leather conditioner. 3 functions. 1 substance, 0 manufacturing cost. You'd walk into Canadian Tire and buy cooking oil, lamp fuel, and a leather care kit separately. 3 aisles, 3 products, 3 price tags. 1 jar on a shelf in Labrador replaces all of them. This is multi-use substance engineering perfected over generations. 1 community proved that your survival unit isn't your household. We'll get there. But first, pay attention to this next part. Number 5. François, Newfoundland. This is the featured element, and it changes everything you think you know about refrigeration. Population under 100. No road. Personal root cellars maintain a steady 4 degrees Celsius through winter, using earth insulation and gravity ventilation only. Here's the thermodynamics. Earth below the frost line holds approximately 4 degrees Celsius year-round. That's not an estimate, that's geology. Gravity ventilation allows cold air circulation without fans, without electricity, without any moving parts. A root cellar built for under $800 in materials from Home Hardware or Roni outlasts a $2,400 refrigerator that dies the moment your power cuts. Think about that. During the ice storms that knock out power across Ontario and Quebec, every electric fridge in every affected home fails within hours. A root cellar in François keeps producing 4 degrees Celsius with zero energy input, zero mechanical failure points, zero recurring expense. Over 10 years, your fridge costs you the purchase price plus electricity plus at least one compressor repair. The root cellar costs you materials and labor once. Grid-dependent refrigeration fails in hours. Earth insulation has worked for centuries. Isolation isn't failure. The fridge needs the grid. The cellar needs the planet to stop spinning. Number 4. Kangiqsujuaq, Nunavut, Quebec. Cooperative freezer programs share marine mammal harvests across the entire village. The functional survival unit here is never the household. It's the network. Your basement freezer is a vault. You fill it, you lock it, you guard it. Their freezer is a distribution system. When population stays under 500, cooperative distribution is mathematically superior to individual stockpiling. You hoard individually and create shortages. They distribute collectively and create surplus. Same amount of food, radically different outcome. Your basement freezer is a vault. Their freezer is a network. Number 3. Winter road communities in Northern Ontario. Martin Falls, Webequie. Ice roads open 6 to 8 weeks per year. That's your entire supply window. Here's where it gets interesting. These communities don't shop by preference. They shop by caloric density per kilogram. Lard and peanut butter deliver roughly 9 calories per gram. Most other foods sit between 1 and 4 calories per gram. Now, when your road melts in April and every kilogram on that truck is a mathematical decision, you prioritize thermodynamics over taste. 9 calories per gram versus 2. That's not a preference. That's freight mathematics. You load the truck with what keeps people alive the longest per kilogram carried. They don't shop by taste. They shop by thermodynamics. Number 2. Bella Bella, British Columbia. Heiltsuk Nation territory on the Central Coast. Water and air access only. Fish smokehouses serve as food processor and social infrastructure simultaneously. But the real lesson came in 2016. The tugboat Nathan E. Stewart ran aground and spilled 110,000 liters of diesel and lubricants into Heiltsuk waters. Connected communities expect emergency services within hours. Bella Bella proved that isolation means you are the first responder. Community-led containment preceded the official response. Nobody was coming. So they handled it themselves. When you're grid connected, you expect rescue. When you're not, you become rescue. Number 1. Paulatuk, Northwest Territories. Population roughly 300. Char ice fishing as primary protein. And here's the payoff we promised. Snow as engineered building material. You see snow as something you shovel off your driveway. Paulatuk treats it as construction-grade insulation. Packed snow is up to 90% trapped air. Its R value sits at approximately 1 per inch. Build a quinzee and you maintain an interior temperature near 0 degrees Celsius when the exterior hits -40. That's a 40-degree thermal differential from a material that falls from the sky for free. You'd spend thousands on insulation at any building supply store. A quinzee costs you labor and time. 40 degrees of insulation. The building material falls from the sky. 9 communities. 9 systems that don't need the grid you depend on. Earth-insulated storage that outperforms your refrigerator. Calorie density logistics that outperform your grocery logic. Cooperative distribution that outperforms your individual hoarding. Multi-use substances that outperform your 3-aisle shopping habit. Snow engineering that outperforms your purchased insulation. Isolation isn't failure. It never was. The grid didn't make you resilient. It made you dependent. And every community on this list proves that the skills, the engineering, and the knowledge to operate without it already exist. They've existed for generations. The question is whether you'll learn any of it before you need it. Which of these 9 methods could you actually implement where you live? Drop your province.